Pá, pá. Pá, para, pá. Pá, pá, pá. Vamos lá. Hum? Zoeira. Boa tarde, Conexão Gameplay. Tudo jóia? Vamos lá. Fazer um cafezinho aqui. Hum, eu gosto desse lungo, é bom. Quatro. Eita. Boa tarde, Sérgio. Tudo jóia? Salve, Wallace. Vou fazer um café aqui. Fazer aquele cafezinho. Eu costumo colocar já o. Eu deixo o adoçante no copo. E pau na jaca. Eita. Acabou a água. Puta que pariu. Acabou a água. Esqueci de pôr água aqui. É, vai ser só metade só. Boa tarde, Leandro. Você ouviu o preço do Battlefield? Ah, é 500 conto, 600 conto. É tudo. É mais caro que um 360. Isso eu não tenho dúvida nenhuma. É uma facada no peito, cara. Uma facada. Lembrando que é estreia, viu, gente? Então já é tudo gravado, já tudo. É tudo. Como é que fala? Hum, já é tudo certinho, né? Isso é bom. Não, na promoção por R$ 41. Hã? Ah, você tava no Battlefield 5, né? Ah, eu tô achando que é o Battlefield um novo aí. Eu tô confundindo os Paranauê. Achei que fosse o novo. Ah, o Battlefield 5 tá no. O Battlefield 5 tá Verdade, Leandro. Faz tempo que você não aparece mesmo. O Battlefield 5 tá no Game Pass. Então, só o cara que é fã demais de Battlefield vai precisar comprar. Senão joga Game Pass mesmo, já era. Então, cara, no Game Pass dá pra você jogar ali online, dá pra fazer todas as conquistas. Eu completei o jogo de boa, não precisa nem comprar essa porra aí. Então, bem de boa. Mas enfim, se o cara curte, tá bom. R$ 40 edição completa não tá ruim. Tá bom o preço. Mas. Então, salve, alemãozinho. Tudo jóia? Boa tarde. Ó, daqui meia hora começa. Lembrando que terminando. Esqueci de colocar aqui o título na live, deixa eu arrumar. Terminando a Gamescom, tem o evento do Forza, viu? Deixa eu arrumar aqui. E em seguida, evento do coceira. Pronto. Que bom, Leandro, que bom. Cafezinho é bom demais. Pra calor, mas é gostoso tomar café mesmo assim. Bom. Vamos ver o que vai ter pra hoje, né? Vamos ver o que tem de bom hoje. Deixa eu colocar isso aqui. Nesse calzinho geladinho é bom. É gostoso mesmo. Deixa eu... Dá uma lavada nisso aqui. Pôr água na cafeteira. E já acabou, já. Ah, mas achocolatado gelado é gostoso mesmo, cara. Achocolatado gelado é bom demais, cara. Gostoso mesmo. Tomando um lungo. Ó. Quem tiver a cafeteira aí a 12 segundos, recomendo esse aqui, ó. Lungo. Esse é bom. Esse aqui é gostoso. Tem esse. Tem esse e tem um colombiano também. Colombiano também é bom, cara. Se vocês encontrarem o colombiano no supermercado, pode pegar ele lá e leva pra casa. Café colombiano. Não, ainda não, Mota. Ainda não comprei TV 4K. Eu tô até hoje. Eu tô. Eu tô até hoje levando meu gato no veterinário, cara, desde o ano passado. Quinta-feira agora, mais 500 pau. Cada 3 sessões, quinhentão. Cada 3 sessões, quinhentão. Então, não dá, ainda não... Eu já gastei, vixe, cara. Já até perdi as contas, quanto que eu já gastei com meu gato, cara. Não dá não, cara. Uma graninha que sobrou aí, eu comprei um 360. Tava com uma graninha ali, falei, podia ter deixar guardado pra TV, mas falei, vou pegar um 360, velho. Surgiu oportunidade, né? É melhor fazer um seguro, né? Exatamente, cara. Fazer um plano de saúde. Meu gato era um plano de saúde, cara. Se eu penei pra jogar o Blair Sheet, vixe! 8 horas. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 horas jogando pra completar ele. Devia gastar mais 13 horas. Um inferno pra pegar os coletáveis. Aí depois, na segunda vez, são 2 infernos, né? O primeiro, você tem que pegar os coletáveis. Tem um monte de coletável lá. Coletável é dog tag, é foto, é anotação do psiquiatra. Que mais que tem? É lixo. São 4 ou 5, se não me engano. Eu lembro que são 4, né? Tipos de coletáveis diferentes. Aí, além de tudo isso e tal, na segunda playthrough você tem que passar tudo sem usar lanterna, cara. Tem um trecho lá sem lanterna que, olha, meu amigo, se você não tiver memória boa, não guardar bem ali o caminho, você se lasca, porque andar só com a câmera ali é triste, cara. Se eu tenho alguma expectativa pra hoje, cara, minha expectativa é que dê bastante audiência aqui na live, mais nada, cara. Tudo com relação ao Gamescom, não espero nada, não, cara. Eu não espero nada. Se bater mais de 100 pessoas aqui, já tô feliz. A minha expectativa é com a audiência só, mais nada. Se tiver uma audiência boa, tamo junto. Se não, fazer o quê, né? Mas evento, o último. Tirando aquele evento, né? Esses eventos já gravados aí da Microsoft, se for nos moldes da E3, não vai ser ruim não, cara. Então... eu não sei não se já vai sair já. É, pela trilionésima vez, vão ressuscitar de novo Scalebound, né, cara? Todo evento é assim, não, esse aqui vai vir Scalebound. Scalebound, oh my gosh, Scalebound. Os caras vivem querendo ressuscitar Scalebound, né, cara? Deixa o defunto quietinho lá, velho. Né? Deixa o defunto quietinho lá, pô. Como é que é o negócio lá? Eu lembro na época, né? Ah, mas... como é que é o negócio? Ah, mas se o grande motivo que eu tinha pra comprar um Xbox era o Scalebound. Se não fosse... Eu lembro na época os caras falando... Ah, não, mas se tivesse o Scalebound, eu peguei. Cara, eu só queria jogar Scalebound na vida dele, mais nada, né? Ah, lembrando que os senhores estão convocados. Quinta-feira tem esse evento, por favor, né, gente? Vocês não vão perder o maior evento do. Não é nem do mundo dos games, é o maior evento da humanidade, cara. Eu vou até além, né? Que é o Future Game Show, cara. Cada evento, olha, segundo os rumores aí, esse evento ele tem uma característica muito importante. Ele é o evento. Eu vou pegar aqui, pera aí, deixa eu ver aqui. 25 de março ou não? Deixa eu achar aqui, pera aí. Esse evento ele é um paradoxo. Por quê? Eu vou explicar. Ele é o evento. Olha só que coisa louca, uma experiência muito louca, hein? Vocês não podem perder. Cadê aqui? Tá aqui. Eu vou explicar. Ele é o evento do futuro, né? É aqui, Future Game conferiu transmissão na Gamescom. Deixa eu ver. Deixa eu ver. Nossa, vai ter 75 minutos de linguiça? Porra! Ó, tá aqui, ó. Eu vou explicar. Esse é o evento que vai falar do futuro dos games, mas na verdade ele te leva pro passado. É esse o grande trunfo. Não existe evento tão foda que nem o Future Game Show, cara. Não tem, cara. Não tem. Você vai falar assim, mas como assim, Sala? Você vai pro futuro, de repente você fala assim, nossa, esse é o futuro, futuro. Caralho, tô no passado. Que porra é essa? Tô no passado. Mas não era o futuro. Cara, é muito louco, cara. É uma experiência, ó. Por isso que é o maior evento. Não tem evento, não existe evento que te leva pro futuro, mas quando você vê, você fala assim, peraí, não é pra estar no futuro, de repente você tá no passado, cara. Muitas pessoas no último evento falaram, Sala, eu tava vendo o Future Game Show, mas parecia que eu tava no passado. Aí eu fiquei até cogitando, falei, você imagina um cara que, se tivesse viagem no tempo, você imagina um cara lá nos anos 90, se ele viajasse e se deparasse exatamente nessa live do Future Game Show, ele vai falar, caralho, eu viajei pro futuro mesmo? Parece que eu continuo no passado. É, amiguinho. O negócio aqui é. Ó, tá confirmado. O tal do James, nossa, ele confirmou. Vão ser 75 minutos da mais pura linguiça, cara. 75 minutos, hein? Mais de 40 jogos. Vai ser dia 26. Eu vou até marcar isso aqui, eu vou até dar um like lá. Rapaz. Promete, hein? Deixa eu dar um like aqui. A linguiça já tá garantida. O único evento que te leva para o futuro e ao mesmo tempo para o passado dos games. Não percam. Dia 26, às 17 horas, estaremos lá para acompanhar mais um enchimento master de linguiça. Vai ter a voz. Ah, tem que ter, né? Verdade, né? Verdade. Falar nisso, eu tô com a voz aqui. Deixa eu ver se eu tô com a voz. Eu acho que eu não apaguei. Ficou da hora, hein? Foi aqui ou foi lá no trampo que eu fiz? Word Premium. Pera aí. Eu tenho um aqui que eu fiz. Eu acho que não foi aqui, não. Deixa eu ver. O que é esse Summer aqui? O que é isso aqui? Nossa, eu tenho um vídeo nada a ver aqui. Summer linguiça. Pode pagar essa bosta aqui. Pera aí. Será que eu gravei aqui? Eu não lembro, cara. Eu acho que tá no outro PC. World Premiere. Não, mas foi aqui. Não, não é aqui. 20 minutos? 18. Pera aí que eu vou achar o World Premiere. Ué? Eu tinha um áudio do World Premiere. Cadê? O melhor do evento é o áudio do cara falando, né? O áudio do World Premiere. Aquela voz, né? Aquela voz aveludada. Até arrepia, fala, Ah, deixa eu ver aqui. Caralho, velho. Onde que eu pus essa porra, hein? Não é vinheta, chamada. Não, não é chamada. Caralho, velho. Não, não, não. Manchete. Cara, eu não lembro, velho. Eu não lembro onde eu pus. Eu não lembro. Eu fiz em live. Eu acabei, gravei, pabum, fiz assim, bem rapidão. Eu lembro que eu fiz a musiquinha, né? Vocês lembram da musiquinha? The future is now, now, now. 4K, 3 vezes. Eu vou ver se eu acho aqui. Tem tempo ainda, dá pra gente achar. Pera aí. Tem uma musiquinha, eu coloquei uma musiquinha. Deixa eu achar aqui, pera aí. Eu fiz uma musiquinha no celular. Deixa eu tirar o zoom aqui, pera aí. Pronto. É o Future Game Show. Foi no. Qual que foi? Agora não lembro se foi Revelações Espetaculares. Eu leio esse título e eu dou risada, cara. Revelações Espetaculares. Choques. Nem eu aguento, cara. Eu não aguento, cara. Ai, caralho, viu? Ai, deixa eu ver se esse aqui que tem a musiquinha. Pera aí. Deixa eu ver. Que merda,
120 FPS.
É esse aqui, ó. Ó, esse aqui eu fiz uma musiquinha com o celular, ó. Quer ver? Vamos ver se... Escuta aqui, ó. Do Future Game. Esse ano precisa fazer uma nova, hein? Ó. Quer ver? Ó, a musiquinha.
É hora hora do entendimento de linguiça 4K Ray Tracing. Chegou a revolução interplanetária. 120 FPS de linguiça Ray Tracing. The future is now.
The future is
É
now.
o entendimento de linguiça 4K Ray Tracing. Chegou a revolução interplanetária. 120 FPS de linguiça Ray Tracing. The future is now. É hora do
Musiquinha.
entendimento de linguiça 4K Ray Tracing. Chegou
Musiquinha
a
ficou legal,
revolução
velho.
interplanetária. 120 FPS linguiça Ray Tracing. The future is now.
The future. Eu preciso fazer uma musiquinha nova esse ano aqui. Preciso fazer uma musiquinha nova. The future is now. Ray Tracing, 120 FPS. Aí você vai ver os jogos. Você vai ver os jogos. Ai, cara, 26. Ah, vai ter que fazer zoeira, né? Dia 26 eu tenho que fazer zoeira. Ô, falar nisso, falando em zoeira, deixa eu baixar aqui, aproveitar, né? Aproveitar aqui daqui pegar o Oh My Gosh, né? Pegar lá o Oh My Gosh. Eu vou tirar aquele trechinho lá, vai virar meme. É o. Como é que chama? Como é que chama? Happy the Next Gen. Aí sim, né, Joe? Aí sim. É o. Como é que chama lá o evento? É do Xbox. Lá, deixa eu entrar aqui no site do Xbox, tem lá. Esqueci o nome. É o. Como é que chama? É o ID Xbox, né? Cadê? Não. Cadê? Esqueci o nome do programa. Não fiz em todos o Wolfenstein, não, o Kalius. Não foi em todos, não. Cara, dos que eu joguei, o que eu mais gostei foi o New Order. New Order é muito bom. Só que não tem legenda em português, né? New Order é muito bom. Cadê o. Eu esqueci o nome do evento, cara. Ah, tá aqui. Twitch Game, não sei o quê. Ah, mas foi no Twitch, né? Não tem aqui? Ah, é o Showcase, verdade. É o Showcase. ID Xbox Showcase. Cadê? Foi esse mesmo, não foi? Deixa eu ver.
Okay, I'm excited. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. First off,
Excited has just begun. Excited has just begun.
yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. First off, okay.
Ok. Ah, depois eu pego isso aqui. Não, tem que achar outra versão aqui. Isso aqui tá zoado. Vou começar já. Qual versão eu baixei do Zombie Army? Ah, do Brasil, cara. De onde vocês tiraram que a BR tá com bug, cara? Eu fiz lá, não tem problema nenhum, Jorge. Que bug, cara? Eu não sei de onde vocês tiraram que o Zombie Army tá com bug, cara. Eu fiz tudo lá, peguei todos os coletáveis, fiz tudo, velho. E a minha versão é a brasileira. E outra, a versão americana é igual. Eu já comparei a mesma versão. Não tem diferença da versão americana da brasileira, cara. É a mesma versão. Se você for lá na descrição, é igual. É isso aqui mesmo, né? É isso aqui mesmo. Pôr pra baixar. Eu não sei que conquista que tá bugada, cara. Eu fiz todas. Fala, Green, qual que tá bugada? Qual que vocês estão bugada? Coletável? Tem tudo, pegamos tudo, cara. Tá tudo registrado em live, isso. Cadê aqui? Imagens, não. Ué, cadê o negócio aqui? Ué? Salve, tia Lourdes, tudo jóia? Eu tô baixando aqui o Oh My Gosh. Ih, mas que vai ser rapidinho. 9 minutos, dá tempo. Então, eu joguei lá, fiz. O pessoal falou. Tem uma conquista que falaram que tá bugada, né? Na verdade, não é que tá bugada. Você tem que. No começo de uma fase, não lembro agora qual fase, é mais próximo do final. Você tem que matar 3 corvos. Tem que matar 3 corvos. Então, o problema é sincar. Você tem que matar um, matar os 3. Não pode deixar eles voar, entendeu? Aí só que você tem que ficar reiniciando a fase. Se tiver um amiguinho pra ajudar também mas não tá bugado, não. A questão é fazer as 3 kills, que é um pouco chato. Só isso, mas não tem conquista bugada, não, cara. O Zombie Army não tem conquista bugada, não. Talvez devia ter uns tempos atrás. Aí eles atualizaram, mas recentemente aí, tá de boa. Não só eu fiz o 100%, como o Lanter também. Tá jogando comigo, não foi só eu que fiz, não. Então, tá de boa, cara. Agora, que é um pé no saco aqueles coletáveis, isso é fato, né? A vantagem do Zombie Army é que se você conseguir jogar com 4 players e dividir função, fica bem melhor. Foi o que eu fiz. Eu cuidava do coletável, o Lanter cuidava de salvar os refém e os outros dois lá, os outros 2 amigos meus, ia limpando os zumbis. Então aí ajudou pra caramba, né? Mas o jogo tá de boa, cara. Ah, eu tô de boa, Taylor. Eu não tô esperando porra nenhuma, não. Não tô esperando nada, não, cara. Já tô até o pescoço de coisa pra jogar. Tô até o pescoço, então, por mim, eu não dou conta do que eu tenho pra jogar. Vamos ver se o que vai ter o que vai ter de
Space show.
How do you
Oh my God. From this, like one of like
community and watching Sarah
Já tô tentando achar o Oh My Gosh.
of a ton of different stuff. 1, 3, 4, 5. Baby, the baby,
what's up
baby. How like as
game and
could you be my god? How like as hype level from how
Ó, essa parte ficou legal pegar, ó.
how like as hype level
Corta aqui. Pegar a parte mais interessante que é o Oh My Gosh.
level
I'm over
because of course I like on that side.
masters of indie
It's okay.
exclusive
Exactly, and I can attest.
your chat.
Yeah, oh, so they're
What?
Wow.
Wait, where do we start?
Wow.
Muito bom pegar isso aqui, ó. Uau! Vou pegar os trechos ela falando Fantastic também. Deixa eu ver como é que tá aqui. Tem mais 5 minutinhos, dá tempo. Quero ver a hora que ele falar Oh My Gosh.
Wait, where do
Tamo junto, Rafa. Seja bem-vindo aí, de
There's
volta.
a robot. Holy
It's totally oh my gosh on the
Oh my gosh, ó.
oh my god. Oh my gosh on the back of a turn.
Ah, mas esse aqui ficou baixinho.
And then there's like another like start. There's a another basically.
Oh my gosh on the back of
Yes. Oh my gosh, we were just talking about.
Até a moça falou Oh My Gosh.
Holy
totally
smokes.
did.
And
Oh
one
my
of those games
gosh.
did it? And
Oh
one
my
of
Oh my gosh. Toda hora os caras só, oh my gosh. O que a grana não faz? Ah, lógico, né? Pagando bem que mal tenha.
And
Oh
one
my
of those games
gosh.
did
O que mais... Sabe o que é o pior, cara? Sabe o que é o pior? Tipo assim, me surpreende as pessoas ainda caírem nisso, cara. As pessoas ainda caírem nisso. Tipo assim, me surpreende que ainda tem pessoa ignorantes virem achar que realmente o cara tá... Nossa, o cara tá achando... Tipo assim, é muito simples. Você olha lá o que o cara tá falando e olha o que ele joga. O cara tá hypando o jogo e você olha na ID do cara lá, na GT do cara, não é porra nenhuma. Então, o que tá... Esse áudio é do ID Xbox, do Oh My Gosh lá.
see that?
I think it looks cool. So legit. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna go. I love any bunch of like of my heart.
Like, I love these.
That just warms the.
Mr. Tycoon. I also play like a lot, and it's all watching.
Yeah, oh, so they're actually. I don't know. I'm just.
I love to play.
Okay. Really cool. Now, it's interesting too, because I'm like, I was kind of set like.
Cadê a parte do... Pegar a parte lá do...
Set like ours already hit it. The turtle's back. I think I don't want to.
They got flamethrower
Cadê o do...
puzzle
Fine. Like.
that last game. So I mean, that's a
Tá, blá, blá, blá. Tá, vai mostrar. Mostra um monte de blé, blé, blé. Aí, oh my gosh, vamos ver.
Wait. Available today, Salmon Mastered? What?
Wait, what? Oh my
Oh
goodness!
my
And then
god! Oh.
Inks comes out on the 20th.
Oh
and
my
then,
god! Oh.
Oh my
Oh
goodness!
my
And then,
god! Oh.
Esse... Oh my god, oh! Esse é o my gosh feio aqui. O que aconteceu aqui? Nossa, antes do mixer, caralho. Aqui é quando ele fala oh my gosh e deu e feio, ó. Oh my gosh feio, ó. Quer ver, ó?
oh my
Oh
goodness!
my
And then,
god! Oh.
Oh my god, oh.
How like as hype? Wow!
And
Oh
one of
my
those games-
gosh!
oh my
Oh
goodness,
my
and then-
god! Oh.
Deixa eu salvar isso aqui que vai começar aqui. Deixa eu ver. Ele vai começar. Vai virar meme, Telo. Não é. Vai virar meme isso aí. Quem não sabe, dá pra usar os memes aqui. Deixa eu salvar esse aqui. Vai virar meme isso aqui. Mas depois eu faço. Se eu tô esperando... Cara, eu não tô esperando nada, gente. Põe uma coisa na sua cabeça. Eu não espero nada. Por mim, se não mostrarem nada, só apareceu o Phil Spencer dançando ali, beleza. Não espero nada, cara. Eu tô com tanta coisa pra jogar que pra mim tanto faz, cara. Pra mim, se apareceu o Greenberg ali bebendo cachaça, conversando, beleza, pra mim. Eu não... Deixa eu encher de água aqui no negócio de café, que eu vou tomar café pra caralho nessa live. Opa, vai começar. Falando em expectativa, em coisa, só tem 2 jogos que eu quero jogar esse ano, assim, que eu tô animado, hypado, whatever. Far Cry 6 e Forza Horizon 5. O resto que vier, trepalito, entendeu? Então... Mudou o negócio aqui? Belinha. Opa! Vou tirar aqui. Tá aí. Um cafezinho, mais um. Deixa eu tomar um café com... Pode ser café normal. Não, café com leite, né? Hoje eu não tomei mesmo. Não anda o número aí? Ah, agora foi. Tava bugado. Vai ter legenda em português, hein? Eu tô de boa, viu? Tô até o pescoço de coisa pra jogar, então por mim, eu tô numa fase que o que vier tá no lucro. Até porque eu vou jogar Forza Horizon 5 esse ano, vou jogar o Far Cry também. Bom, vou pegar um biscoitinho aqui, comer um biscoitinho de molango. Vai começar. Comer um biscoito. Pai, eu vou tudo a porra aqui. Derrubei tudo. Derrubei tudo dos coisas aqui, caralho. Flight Simulator 2? É o 2, cara! Ah, é o novo! É o remake!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream.
We've got so many great game updates to share with you today. We're talking Age of Empires 4, Psychonauts 2, and my personal favorite, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Later on, we'll take an extended look at Forza Horizon 5. There's so much going into this, and Playground Games' vision of Mexico is muy bonito.
And we'll be getting our first look at the cover car for the game, Paris. I got $5 on it being one of those electric scooters that you see piled up on the sidewalk.
Ó, já tô no lucro, hein? Mais de 100 pessoas na live, brigadão.
Our Xbox Plays team will also chat with devs and deep dive into current
O que vai vir aí? 12 Minutes, Destiny 2, Forza.
Let's get started with Techland and their upcoming zombie parkour sequel, Dying Light 2 Stay Human.
Vai rolar gameplay inédito aí.
Hello, I am Timon Smektawa, Dying Light 2 lead game designer, and this is David Lubryka, animation director. Hi. We can't wait until December 7th to finally give you Dying Light 2 Stay Human, the game we have been working on really hard for the last few years.
We're hoping the gameplay video you're about to watch will give you a foretaste of parkour and combat systems waiting for you in the game.
And we are just about to enter the city, fighting our way through its brutal and dangerous streets.
Lembrando que esse vídeo depois vai dar pra assistir com qualidade melhor. Olhando aqui já dá pra ver que tá meio comprimido, sabe? Então vai ter a versão 4K60 com uma qualidade melhor pra gente assistir depois. Então, a imagem tá meio comprimida aqui, cara. E olha que tá aqui em 1080, hein?
Let's go.
Sometimes I wonder what this city looked like before all this.
Bom, a legendinha também ajuda pra caralho, né?
People had their ambitions, plans, lives. Now it's all gone. The virus started it. but it was the people who made the world the way it is. This city, Villador.
Tá bom o volume aí?
They
Vou
tell
aumentar
me
um
they had a
pouquinho aqui,
vision.
peraí.
They had hope.
Pronto.
One vision broke into many different ones. Instead of fighting together, people stood against each other. War broke out.
Was it a little bird? Met a broken leg?
Hope died. Now the city is falling.
Each time we strike down an enemy, we absorb their strength.
But I can't let that happen. At least, not yet. I need the secrets the city holds.
Fuck! Hey! Still some rats here!
I have to pick a side.
The bazaar needs good people.
Tem que fazer escolha, isso é legal.
Doing great so far.
Fazer escolhas, é maneiro.
I have to make a difference.
Tem que fazer diferença.
Let's check and see.
They say that great change is a series of small gestures. How about this series?
Agora tá mostrando o combate, ó. Na martelada. Defendeu com a mão. Tá diferente, né, cara? Tá bem
Is all
diferente.
hope really gone? We'll see about that.
Well, that was an exciting trip, wasn't it, Timon? Did you notice those bandits in medieval-like armor passing by skyscrapers, banks, and large billboards? That's what we call a modern Dark Ages.
Idade das
And it's
Trevas
a
moderna.
very unique design, one very important for the plot of Dying Light 2. But there's another thing that stood out to me, all those parkour moves that you and your team has put so much effort into.
Well, all you need is a few thousand of animations, cooperation with professional tracers, mock-up sessions, and invaluable help from David Bell, whose face and moves player will see in the game, by the way.
No, yes, right. And we've got twice the number of parkour moves compared to the
Duas
first
vezes
game.
mais.
And we are showing some of them in this trailer. The vault kicks being the most important to me personally.
Durante o pulo ele
It
chuta, né?
brings a whole new fighting style into the game. The player can stagger an enemy and use them to perform further attacks. For example, by rebounding from their bodies, jumping of them onto other foes, and so on.
I think we captured the movement really well and made it quite simple for the players to perform. I can't wait for them to try it out and tell for themselves how much they loved it.
It's definitely going to be useful. The city's buildings are higher than anything we have done before, improving its verticality. Players will need to find a way to reach those tall skyscrapers and other challenging spots too.
Then it's good we scattered some helpers around, like a paraglider, which can support players in both parkouring and combat.
Exactly, and it's gonna do great,
Em relação ao
especially
primeiro,
in fights against humans,
tá mais
which
alto
are
mesmo, né?
more
Você vê os
frequent
prédios, tudo.
and important than in Dying Light 1. It's been over 20 years since the events from the first game, so people adjusted. They are much bolder now, at least during the day.
And they are more vicious too.
And I think that's a great summary of this discussion. Pre-order Dying Light 2 and explore its vast, complex world on December 7th.
Final
Thanks,
do ano.
David.
Thank you.
For the first time in the storied history of the franchise, Microsoft Flight Simulator launched on a home console with the release on Xbox Series X and S last month. Reviewers and gamers alike were blown away by how well the stunning visuals and the depth of the simulation translated to the console, and that's why I'm extremely honored to welcome the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator, York
De novo,
Newman, to the
esse cara do
screen.
Flight Simulator.
York, thank you for being here. The last time we met was at the Xbox Game Showcase, and it was getting ready to come out on consoles. How did that go?
It went great. As you said, the reaction to the Xbox console launch was really just amazing, both from Xbox gamers and from the press. They've been so gracious with their feedback. I don't know if you know, but Flight Simulator is one of the highest rated games on Xbox this year, which I think is just great validation that the translation of the simulation to the console has really worked well. Our
Já teve
usage
uma
numbers are
entrevista com esse
through the
cara
roof.
já, é a segunda vez que estão
We
fazendo,
are
né?
absolutely shattering franchise records, and I can tell you, there have never been more people playing Flight Simulator than right now. So it's an awesome time.
That is awesome. Congratulations on the launch, really. But
all right.
I want to go to the danger zone. So what's going on with Top Gun?
There's so much going on, Paris. So you and I talked about Top Gun Maverick earlier. The fans are super excited. They saw
Ele é mó zoeiro esse cara, né, o apresentador, né?
And as you know, it comes out later this year as free DLC alongside the movie. But as the movie is still under wraps, so are we, so I can still not tell you that much about it. But there's so much else going on even before Maverick. So we are continuing to do our monthly big releases that we've been doing for a long time. And next month, on September 7th, we are launching World Update 6. And this World Update, I mean, at the beginning of the show, if you remember, there was a little red plane flying into Cologne. Well, we did that because World Update 6 updates that region, the region of Gamescom. So Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And what that means to us is we have new aerial and satellite images. We have a new elevation map.
Eles vão trazer novidade e tal. Pra quem curte simulador de avião, Flight Simulator é show de bola mesmo,
like
cara.
Frankfurt and Wuppertal in Germany. We have Basel in Switzerland.
No futuro vai ter Flight Simulator Battle Royale, quem sabe, né?
And those cities look just amazing. They have like 7 centimeters resolution, and it's awesome. But we want to celebrate the entire region, so we picked 100
Fizeram isso
of
com
the
força,
most
por que
scenic
não vai ter
places,
mod eliminator aí, né?
and we call those POIs.
Tem que tacar avião no amiguinho.
Spread them throughout the simulation, and we also added airports. We did Lübeck and Stuttgart in Germany, and Klagenfurt in Austria, and St. Gallen in Switzerland.
Turn versus go.
And what it ties it all together is missions. We're having new discovery flights, we have new landing challenges, and we have new sort of tours of the country. So they fly you around all the awesome looking places and really celebrate the beauty of this region of Earth.
Infelizmente
and
hoje
this is a celebration.
Hoje nós não vamos ter o World Premiere.
I'm so happy
Hoje não tem.
to be able to announce the date here at Gamescom.
You know, that is really incredible, all the different regions and everything that you're going to have in the game, and the way that you're going to be able to actually highlight those.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. But you know, for us, it's actually not just the region and the visuals. We talked a lot when you study aviation, when you love aviation like we do. You actually realize that a lot of regions of Earth have a very special relationship with flying, with aviation. Sometimes it's, you know, the first experiments with aircraft, or a famous pilot, or a feat of aviation, or like a local manufacturer. So we thought to ourselves, why do we not use these world updates to celebrate the planes? So we are announcing a new series. We call them Local Legends. And think about that as planes that are locally well known, like in that region, but outside in the world, not so much. But why not use the world updates to highlight this, to bring these awesome machines to a worldwide audience? So for World Update 6, we picked a German plane from the 1930s.
Tá falando dessa atualização que vai vir, né? Enfim.
In Germany, it's lovingly named Tante U, so Aunt U. And we think of us as sort of a digital preservation. So we really want to get these planes to an extreme level of detail. We're going out of our way to really go deep. So we're doing a full scan. We take full scans of the outside and the inside, as detailed as 1 millimeter, which is as good as you can do this. And then we're working with, for the Junkers, we worked with Bernd Junkers, who is the grandson of the original creator of the plane, Hugo Junkers. And he's helping us. He had a ton of insight and materials. Then we worked with an organization that is preserving one of the last surviving examples of the Junkers. So they let us scan and take photographs. And then we were lucky that to find a pilot that actually
Legal
flew
esse
one
lance,
of
né,
those
que eles
planes while it was still flying in the
digitalizam e
real
conseguem
world.
colocar
And
no
he lets us know, like, is the
jogo, né?
cockpit
Muito
right,
maneiro
and it
isso.
sounds right, does it feel right in the air? So we're having a blast working with these experts to really bring these, to celebrate this plane, to bring them back to life.
So this is almost like you're creating like a digital museum for aviation inside Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically that.
Yeah.
It's a museum with flyable planes. So we're working with 40 museums around the world. And it's honestly one of the funnest parts of the job. You end up working with these curators of planes. These are their babies. And they sort of see the tooth of time in the real world sort of nagging on their remaining planes. And they're so happy when we come in with our scanning equipment and we're basically capturing their planes. And they know that we can digitally preserve them in perpetuity, and we're actually giving those scans back to the museum so they can do something with it. And it's a great collaboration. And we're actually not just looking back in the history of aviation, we're also looking towards the future. So I have another announcement. We are working with a fascinating German
Quero só ver a hora que
company
eles
called
descobrirem que esses
Bate-Papo.
aviões vão ser
And they're
usados no Battle
making
Royale, né, cara?
an eVTOL air taxi for urban
Seu avião vai
traffic.
ser usado para...
So they have a vision of the future, how these drone-type machines basically connect people in large cities. We're working directly with the engineering team to make sure that we are capturing their plane and their aircraft perfectly in the flight simulator, and that's coming out in November.
I mean, you weren't kidding when you're saying that there's a lot going on inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Is there anything else you want to share?
Yeah, there's one more thing.
Yeah.
Tem mais uma coisa.
I'm so happy to announce that we've partnered with RARA. That's the Reno Air Racing Association. And every year they put on something called the Steel National Championship Air Race. And we're bringing this to Flight Simulator. So this is the fastest motorsport. This is right down your alley. It's the fastest motorsport on Earth. And I actually brought you a little trailer to look at.
Vai ter trailer, vamos ver aqui.
Race, speed.
Ele põe o óculos.
You go into the danger zone, baby. Let's go ahead and show that.
Agora vai começar. Vamos ver. Vai ter corridinhas do Flight Simulator. Corridinhas. Corridinhas no Flight Simulator. É, amiguinho. Coming soon. Coming soon. Que isso? Já acabou?
You know I like going fast, and you know I love being in the danger zone.
Cara.
When is this
Eu
coming
achei
out?
que ia mostrar a corrida,
These
né?
planes, they fly 500 miles, faster than 500 miles an hour, 50 to 250 feet above the ground. So
Eu já
you
tava
are definitely
pensando
gonna be
aqui,
in the danger zone.
tem
I
o
mean,
morto-
without going into too much detail, this Reno Air Race is
Tem o
actually
Forza
the
Motorsport.
largest
Já tava
expansion
pensando
we have since we
no
launched on
morto,
Flight
no
Simulator.
Flight.
It's not just because we scanned all
Ah,
the
me
famous
fala.
race planes of the world.
Tem o
There's
Morto
lots of
Sport e
them.
o Moto Flight. O
This
Morto
is also
Flight
the first
também,
time
né,
when
velho?
you can basically race
Salve,
against
Casar.
your friends and pilots
Pô,
across
cara.
the planet. And so a
Já tava
competitive
querendo levar o
multiplayer
caos
is
pro
coming
ar.
to Microsoft Flight Simulator,
Ah.
and that will definitely test your pilot skills. And you ask, when is it coming out? This is coming out this fall, so it's right around the corner.
Oh, that is fantastic. And you know I have the need for speed, so I can't wait to get my hands on this and participate in some of these air races.
Awesome, man. We got you covered.
All right, thank you. If going fast on the ground is more your speed, keep an eye out for an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 later on in the stream.
Tá lá,
We'll also
na
talk with
legenda,
the
Forza
Wasteland
Horizon
3's
6.
game director about the game's next big DLC. But first, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber,
Legendário errado
we
ali.
have some great news for you.
Acabaram de confirmar Forza Horizon 6. Ah, o jogo vai vir pro Game Pass. Como é que chama de porrada? Ah, não vi o nome.
Yep, somehow they did it. They added even more games to Game Pass. But let's talk about what's coming up. We're talking Age of Empires 4, the game's creative director, and we're going to see what's next for Sea of Thieves. But now, we've got a new roguelike retro shooter that, in grand retro fashion, sends you plundering through shifting dungeons to defeat a mysterious eldritch terror. Let's dive into the pit.
Into the Pit. Ah, vai vir no Game Pass aí. Será que eles vão mostrar os jogos? Falar assim que eles... Que isso aí, hein? Invocar o capeta aí? Isso me lembra aquele... Heretic, lembra do Heretic? Quem é da época aí deve lembrar. Heretic tinha essa pegada. Morreu! Jogue Day One no Game Pass. Queria ver o da porradinha lá, cara. Não mostraram, cara?
Well, I am here with creative director of World's Edge, Adam Eisgreen. And Adam, I'm so excited to talk Age 4, of course, because you've brought something
Age of
a
Empires
little different
4
and very special today.
clássico, né?
Yeah, I have. So, you know, so far we've been showing everyone kind of what Age looks like from in the game, you know, when you're playing it. You've gotten to see a lot of footage of that, and we've also shown a little bit of our campaigns, right, through when we unveiled the 100 Years War and showed Joan of Arc.
Age of Empires,
But
cara.
we have yet another way in Age of Empires 4 that we're kind of bringing history to life that we haven't talked about yet.
See, you do
Midnight
this to me.
Fight.
You put me in suspense. I want to know more, so let's go with it.
Well,
Let's hear more.
Okay, wait, you get one moment of suspense. Okay, that's enough. So what we brought today is we have these wonderful little videos that we've created that are interspersed amongst the campaign, and they're about 3 to 5 minutes each. And we have over an hour of them total, and they're called Hands-on Histories. And what they are is a great way to like deep dive on certain fun subjects from the cultures we're representing and just from medieval history.
Excellent. Well, I hear you've actually brought one of those segments that you're going to share here for the very first time.
Yes, I have. We are going to show you the segment on one of the most popular units from Age of Empires franchise and a fan favorite, the Trebuchet.
Excellent. Well, this I got to see. Let's take a look.
Take a look. Vamos ver que vai ter Age of Empires.
A counterweight trebuchet was the king of all siege engines. A catapult capable of smashing down castle walls from great distances. At Warwick Castle in England, they've built a replica, one of the largest in the world. Originating in 7th century China, by the 13th century, trebuchets had evolved into devastatingly powerful weapons.
Such a simple design, but so effective.
It has several key features. A pivoted arm with a weight at one end, and a sling to hold the projectile at the other. To prime, the 6-ton weight is raised using tread wheels.
So this is one of the wheels, one of 2 that's attached to an axle, which would lift the counterweight, weighing 6 tons. It's based on muscle power alone. What's essential about launching a projectile as far as possible is making sure that this end of the arm is moving as fast as possible. So once that weight drops, it really sends this point of the arm moving at its highest velocity.
This was done by positioning the pivot close to the counterweight and by launching the projectile from a sling. When released, the sling whips round, vastly increasing the launch speed. Trebuchets were carefully aimed, like modern guns.
Aula de física.
In order to weaken the castle walls or even breach them, you had to make sure that the projectiles hit the same spot every single time.
For each projectile to follow the same trajectory, they all had to be the same weight and shape. To achieve this, masons used a gauge.
Ah, isso faz o mesmo.
Now I'm going to load
mesma...
this projectile into the sling. This one must weigh about
Tem que ser igual ao
25
projeto, né?
kilograms,
Óbvio,
but
né?
some projectiles can get up to 150 kilograms. That's the weight of 2 men.
Trebuchets were also used to throw burning tar, beehives, even dead bodies. Anything to cause maximum distress to the enemy.
Did you hear that whoosh?
It was the counterweight trebuchet's lethal combination of power and accuracy that made it the ultimate medieval siege weapon.
You know I'm going to say trebuchet. Don't care, because that is awesome. And remarkably unique, something you don't see in games very often.
Yeah, so, you know, one of the things, when we were looking at what we were going to do with Age of Empires 4, there's a phrase I'm really fond of, which is, history is only as interesting as the people who taught it to you. And you could say that about any subject, really, right? But I think the great thing is when you have someone who's so enthusiastic and passionate about history, it really comes across. And we wanted to be that kind of teacher for history. And there's a phrase called humanized history that I use to kind of describe what we tried to do, which is we tried to like connect past and present. And you can see that kind of in our briefings as well, where we've got like real stuff with like CG kind of overlaid to show you the history.
Eu achei que eles iam mostrar alguma coisa, ó. Tem isso aí, agora no jogo a gente tá implementando isso.
Ourselves and Relic partnered
mostrou como funciona a catapulta, todo mundo sabe Borderlands. Muito legal. Só que não. Que isso? Ó, joguinho diferente aí, hein?
Hope.
Esperança.
It's always been a dangerous world in Trumbull Valley. But now,
World War Z?
It's hope that brings us back together.
State of Decay, State of Decay.
Every
DLC de State of Decay 2? Não acabou as DLC ainda?
And in the face of a growing threat, hope.
Vai vir mais coisa do State of Decay 2? Caralho! Tivesse abandonado já o 2, cara, só mantendo ali. O 3 ainda vai demorar, hein, gente?
Well, just like zombies themselves, it seems everything old is new again in State of Decay 2. And we have a guest to walk us through this Undead update. Please join me in welcoming Undead Labs Director of Communications, Wanda Russell.
Pensar que o Undead Labs era da Microsoft agora, né?
I'm great. It's great to be here. Talk about the Homecoming update releasing on September 1st. We are very excited to get this into players' hands.
You are indeed. So let's talk about the Homecoming update.
Cara, eu tenho tanta coisa fazendo esse State of Decay 2. Eu fiz só o milzão base.
There for Heartland, the update back in 2019.
Nossa, tem trilhão de coisas fazendo esse State of Decay 2, cara. E vem mais DLC no meu loló ainda, cara.
Heartland is the story mode within the game, but it's a very linear, narrative-driven experience. You know, players couldn't move their communities there. So that's all changed with the Trumbull Valley map. It is the 5th core open world map. It's fully remastered, and it expands into 2 territories that were completely inaccessible in Heartland. So players can return to Trumbull Valley with their communities, start new communities there, and really start exploring everything.
Eu achei mesmo que eles estavam focados no 3. Não imaginei que ia ter alguma coisa do 2. Eu achei que o 2 já tinha chegado no...
So the events in Heartland kind of play out. You see what happens in Trumbull Valley. So we think of it as the 3rd part of our Trumbull saga that began with the original State of Decay game, continued into Heartland, and now we see what has happened since then and what storylines might be coming to a close. So there is a lot for players to discover, a lot of environmental storytelling to find, and, you know, things have changed. So this isn't the Trumbull Valley that players might remember. So that's going to be exciting.
Interesting.
Sinal que... não, o 3 tá longe mesmo.
You just have to have a
Se eles estão trabalhando em DLC do 2, no 3, você vê, ó, a Playground já abandonou o 4, né? Entre aspas, abandonou, eu digo assim, não estão fazendo mais nada de novo, né? Estão focando no Forza Horizon 5. Agora, o State of Decay, meu chapa, vai demorar pra sair o 3, hein? Eles estão ainda fazendo DLC pro 2, cara.
10 new very cool weapons. We've got 6 new bases, 2 new achievements for achievement hunters. And on top
Por
of
mim,
that,
queria que
we
eles
are
focassem
adding
no
the
3,
game's
cara.
12th bounty
Chega de
pack.
trazer
So
corpo
that will
2,
be
já tá
available,
entupido de coisa, mano.
from the bounty broker across all maps, and I have to say they are some of the coolest weapons I have ever seen go into the game. I'm so excited for people to find them.
A juggernaut amount of content, and I don't care who sees that second pun of the day. That works out great. Well, let's talk about the State of Decay community, because it's absolutely an integral part to this entire franchise. And State of Decay being on Xbox Game Pass, how has that impacted the community? How has that impacted the game? Talk to me about those.
It's been fantastic, and we have an amazing community. We love them so much. In fact, one of the reasons we're doing Trumbull Valley as a map is because it was one of the most requested features from the community. Which
Eu acho que já veio
makes it
muita
very
coisa do State of
exciting
Decay
for us
2
to
e
be
eles
able to
poderiam
say,
focar todo mundo no 3, cara.
You get it.
O 2 só ficar
And
manutenção
we
ali
have
se der
a
algum
major milestone
probleminha,
that we're
servidor,
celebrating.
e
State of
focar
Decay
todo mundo no
2
3, né, velho?
Has 10 million lifetime players.
10 million.
Isso não é um bom sinal pro State of
Hang your
Decay
hat
3,
on
cara.
That, I absolutely love that. That is
Really grateful.
Incredible, amazing news. Congratulations to you and the entire team at
Thank
Undead
you.
Labs, man. Fantastic work. Well, speaking of Xbox Game Pass, let's give me the deets one more time when it comes to the update.
So the update releases September 1st.
Pra
It's
mais,
a
hein, Vila?
free
Se o State
update for all
3 vai demorar.
State of Decay 2 owners, and it's included with Xbox Game Pass. Happy homecoming.
I love it. Thank you, Wonder, very much.
My pleasure.
Now we move from Trumbull Valley to the Lost Valley of Akria. This mystical location trades zombies for ancient warrior clans, forgotten temples of long-dead god kings, and a healthy dose of hack and slash. All this awaits in Stray Blade.
Stray Blade. Pré-alpha build.
In Stray Blade, you discover the mystical Lost Valley of Akria, a world which ranges from overgrown temple ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons.
Pelo que eles mostraram, Rodrigo, pelo que eles mostraram, o State 3 não vai ser cross. Não vai ser cross-gen, não. Tava lá Windows 10 só.
You even get a
Não
fuzzy
sei, né?
little pal to help you out. Between the epic fights and this small guy, there's clearly a lot going on here. So let's hear more from Point Blank Games about Stray Blade.
Hello everybody, I'm Leonard Kausch, Game Director at Point Blank Games, and today I will show you Stray Blade.
Aí vou no banheiro, cara. Esse Stray Blade aí não me empolgou nem um pouco.
Stray Blade is an action RPG where you play a
Jogo
rogue
de Play
adventurer
3.
who is exploring the ancient valley of Akria with his companion, a witty wolf named Boji. Unveil the history of the Forgotten Valley, master the powers of the 3 Akrian metals to restore balance to this war-torn land.
That is the how, as well as the why.
Combat and exploration are the 2 key elements of our game. Let's dive into the combat first. Our combat system merges strategic anticipation of enemy attacks with split-second blade-to-blade reactions. It is the high noon of skill-based melee weapon combat. To achieve that, we put our hearts into creating fluid, well-readable animations and epic cinematic finishers. You can choose from multiple weapon categories that can be combined to fit your playstyle. Now, let's take a look at the exploration. Akria's colorful world ranges from overgrown city ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. Together with your companion, explore the deepest corners of an ever-changing world bristling with adventure. Every discovery holds treasure. Find rare materials, recipes, weapons, lore pieces, and beautiful places. Change is part of your journey, where every victory impacts the world around you. When you die, time keeps moving forward. Enemy skills stay dead, new foes invade camps that you weakened, and when Boji revives you, only one thing is certain. The change you brought shapes what now awaits you. And of course, get ready for epic boss fights. We hope you enjoyed the first look at Stray Blade, which will be out next year. And keep an eye on our social media channels for more information.
Next up, one of the most unique games finally comes to Xbox.
Yeah, unique. As in, my evil twin murdered 4 of my husbands because they secretly are in love with me. Unique.
In case that didn't tip you off, we're talking about Crusader Kings 3, the medieval grand strategy and role-playing game that has you trying to defend your royal line from those that would conquer your kingdom, and evil twins apparently.
Yeah. It's coming to Xbox as an adaptation, not a direct port, meaning that the UI and controls have been refined to bring that grand strategy experience to a controller.
Not to mention bringing the grand strategy experience to my comfy living room couch.
We'll all be ruling from our throne room soon enough. Check out Crusader Kings 3, now coming to Xbox consoles.
Pelo jeito, perdi grandes anúncios, né?
My son, we must never forget the crimes committed against us.
Vamos lá.
Your father sought his glorious revenge and failed.
Tem meia hora de linguiça ainda, quer dizer, meia hora de evento ainda.
He never understood that the greatest wars are won with weddings, not warriors. With daggers, not swords. Only the small-minded measure success across the span of a single life. The real game is played across generations.
Com certeza teve gameplay do Fable, com certeza.
You see, real strategy.
Eu confio, hein, amiguinho? Eu confio sim, amiguinho. Eu confio, pode deixar. Com certeza. Isso aí só daqui 5 anos, cara. Gameplay do Fable. Ah lá. Só tem pro Series X? Onde já se viu a mídia física só do Series X? Eu vi os caras falando isso. Ô, louco, mas mídia física só tem pro Series X? Cadê a mídia física do Series
Crusader
S?
Kings 3 is wild. You really haven't lived until you've made an 8-year-old the King of England.
Well, it's nice to have hobbies. We've all gotten into some weird stuff this past year.
Onde já se viu não lançar a mídia física do Series S?
And exploring their mental universes projected into a psychedelic 60s wonderland kind of weird?
Exactly that kind of weird, which means I am so excited for Psychonauts to finally get a sequel. It has been so long.
There really is something special about Psychonauts, isn't it?
There really is indeed. Now,
Eu
think
acho
about this. 2005,
falta de
when
sacanagem
Psychonauts originally
aparecer
came out. What's a
só
different
Series
time
X.
for gaming? Most of the biggest games that year, we're talking Resident Evil 4, Battlefield 2, Call of Duty 2. They were great games, for sure. But they were all big, beefy shooter games.
Meanwhile,
Series S tá morto, sem mídia física,
whimsy,
tá sendo abandonado,
and surprisingly
exatamente.
heartfelt moments. It was an
Já tá sendo
oasis
abandonado o Series
of
S,
color
né, cara?
and
Nem mídia
humanity
física estão
in
fazendo
an
pra
era
ele, cara.
when games were increasingly turning grimy,
Coitado do
dark,
cara que
and
compra mídia
combative.
física e põe lá no Series
Not to
S e não
mention having
aceita, né,
some
cara?
deceptively deep character moments.
That's why the original is considered a cult classic.
It has been a long time coming, and it is finally here. Enjoy this long-awaited launch trailer for Psychonauts.
Well, this shouldn't take too long.
With psychic powers, he dives into your mind.
My name is Raz, and I'm the new intern. And today is my first day on the job.
Get ready, Rasputin.
Did you forget everything I taught you about levitation, Rasputin?
Rasputin.
I'm not supposed to check out equipment.
Pô, vou dar uma conferida, Davi. Vou dar uma conferida nesse jogo, vamos ver.
Did what?
Eu vou dar uma conferida nesse jogo. Vamos ver.
Quit picking on the new kid. We were all new once, in case you forgot.
I've got eyes on the target. And I've got eyes on me.
Eu confesso que esse negócio de loucura aí, essa
All I see is another unruly peasant.
malígula. Jogo plataforma eu gosto. Eu gosto de jogo em plataforma. Só que o que eu tô meio resistente a essa coisa psicodélica aí, essas loucuras aí, sabe? Mas enfim, né? Dia 25, amanhã. Mas enfim, né? Tá no Game Pass, né? Vou dar uma conferida na conta secundária, dar uma olhada. Vamos ver se ele me prende.
Because I gotta be honest, me and that original game, we got some beef that needs settling. If you know, you know. The meat circus level, it is infamous, it is brutal, it is difficult to say the least. It's the final level of the original game that came out, and I cannot believe I'm doing the math on this one. 16 years ago, Tim Schafer and Lizette Teatree Montgomery. I am definitely dating myself, but you all welcome from Double Fine Productions. Thank you so much for being here. Tim, can you believe it has been 16 years? I almost said 19 years.
Yeah, it feels like only yesterday, but it kind of was for Raz because the story picks up right where the first game left off. And even though it has been a lot of years, it's a game that matters a lot to us. We really love it here at Double Fine, and we know that a lot of fans, it meant a lot to them. And so we really want to be true to the spirit of the first game, which we were able to do because we brought back a lot of the same voice actors, and we also have a lot of people on the team here that worked on the first game, as well as bringing on a bunch of new people like Lisette.
Thank you. It was really important for us to carry the legacy forward, especially the cool style of Wonk that is very prevalent in the first game.
Style of Wonk. Just put it on a shirt. I'm in there for it. Let's roll it back a bit. Of course, this can be kind of a trippy idea if you're not familiar. Psychonauts, they still jump into people's minds, I'm assuming, like the first game, right? So if a Psychonaut sort of dove into my brain, it would be like a lot of Ted Lasso quotes and French Bulldog memes. Am I correct, Tim?
Yeah, that's what's fun about a Psychonauts game is that all the levels are different, just like every person is different, based on their personality. If you could jump into someone's mind, what would it look like in there? What would be the color of the sky, and like who would the monsters be? And
eu gosto de plataforma, mas que eu falei, esse negócio de psicodélico, essas loucuras aí.
And when he goes in, he
O
gets
visual
to
do
fight
jogo
those monsters
não
and
me
help
atraiu
people
muito,
deal
não.
with their nightmares and wrestle with their inner
Mas,
demons.
né?
And so there's a ton of variety.
Como tá no Game
and there's a lot
Pass,
of
né?
anything goes. We can go to any location, we can have any art style.
Eu posso me
and
surpreender
coming
com o
up
jogo,
with,
né? Então.
New levels for the second game was really fun to do.
Well, I loved it from the first game, certainly. Lizette, let's talk a little bit about how that kind of concept expresses itself
Não é que eu não
in
tô na
the
vibe,
game
Dan, é
world.
que
I mean,
eu prefiro...
Psychonauts 2 has got it all over the place, I'm sure.
Eu prefiro uma
carry
plataforma
forward
mais
the
normal,
great worlds
entendeu?
and
Sem
unique
essas
levels from the
viagens
first
na
game
maionese,
and
essas
the unique
loucuras,
style as
entendeu?
well. So we're really focused on how we could bring forward that style in Wonk and also bring in new levels
Porque o
of
Bob
enemies.
Esponja já é mais...
Yeah, of course, it
É
wouldn't
que
be
Bob
Psychonauts
Esponja é dentro
without
do
new
contexto
mental
do desenho,
demons,
né?
and I'm sure it's happening in Psychonauts 2. What does this mean? Does
jogo
it
é
mean
psicótico,
basically
né?
that we're finally able to slap COVID
Fala,
anxiety in
não
the
é
face?
psicótico, a palavra correta é...
Well, I don't know if you get to slap anxiety in your face.
Esqueci
but
o nome
you definitely
agora,
get to
né?
slap some
Como é que
panic
é?
attacks, and COVID definitely caused a lot of
Psicodélico
those.
é a palavra.
In addition to panic attacks, some of our old enemies have also come back. Our sensors are our favorites. And
Eu não sou muito fã de coisas psicodélicas, não.
that, we also have our doubts and some new enemies. There's our lovely sensor. Also, some regrets, some flying regrets. There are a ranged enemy, and they definitely are challenging. Our doubts are our slow, sticky melee enemy. You're also seeing our enabler here. He energizes our whole combat troop. So we have a whole cast that you can battle and fight with.
Including the new Bad Mood.
Including the Bad Mood.
Which is...
It's an electric storm of feelings that you have to fight.
Now, for those who haven't played the original, available now on Xbox Game Pass, by the way, wink. Tim, why is Raz so good at rummaging through brains?
Raz is, he has some very special skills. He has two whole sets of skills, one being the acrobatic skills he learned growing up in the circus. He can balance on tightropes, jump on trampolines, swing on trapezes, and that helps him navigate and get around to all kinds of interesting places. But he also has this other side to his personality, which is that he's a powerful psychic. So he can levitate objects, he can use telekinesis and pyrokinesis. He has these powers which people might recognize from the first game, as well as 3 new powers for the second game. He has the ability to mentally connect thoughts together, and he can connect 2 thoughts and actually connect 2 thoughts together to solve puzzles and to navigate in this game. He has the power of time bubble, which is just change and slow down how things are moving by changing people's perception of time.
As skill, né?
And he also has the power of projection, which allows him to pull an archetype, a personality, out of his unconscious mind and bring it into the world that he's in, like a companion in battle or in puzzle solving.
But let's talk about the story for a second, because as the original Psychonauts, we saw Raz training to be part of an organization, and now perhaps he's part of a whole organization at this point. And are there other brain agents, other Psychonauts out there that maybe grew up in a completely different circus.
Yeah, we have a lot of new characters in this game.
We do. We have a lot of new characters in this game. As soon as Raz arrives on the headquarters, he immediately gets introduced to the interns. And the interns quickly tell him and show him how he fits into the organization.
The bottom.
They're right down at
Right
the bottom.
Yeah, so earn his way back to the top again. He's no longer the coolest kid in summer camp.
Boa, Joe.
And much to his chagrin, his entire family, his entire embarrassing circus clothes wearing family comes to visit him in front of all his new friends. And so the interns find out that he's the awkward middle child of a circus family. Each one of them has their own quirks and foibles, and some of them are even psychic. And so a lot of their story gets told in this game, including their backstory and how it relates to the foundation of the Psychonauts themselves.
Well, I like that. And of course, as you might know already, I'm sold. But you, of course, already knew that. When can myself and the rest of the world exact some beefy, meaty revenge?
You can get back to the beef and play Psychonauts 2 on August 25th on Xbox Game Pass and PC.
There it is. Lizette, Tim,
Hoje à noite já vai dar pra
thank
jogar.
you so much. And you know what? Extend a huge congratulations to everyone at Double Fine on the launch of Psychonauts 2.
Thank you so much. We're very excited.
Thank you.
And you can catch more of Tim Schafer and ask him those burning questions about the newest game in the fan favorite franchise in our Xbox Play stream tomorrow. But first, we're going from cleaning out mental cobwebs to cleaning up alien planets in this supremely
Nossa, vai
satisfying
tempo que não falam desse
4K60
jogo, né?
trailer for The Gunk.
From the creator of Steam World. Ó, o jogo tá em desenvolvimento ainda.
I'm pretty sure the ship's insurance won't cover alien storm damage. You have to be careful.
Aleluia mesmo. Mostraram uma vez só esse jogo, não mostraram mais nada.
Everything here. This planet is literally a paradise when the gunk's gone.
Ele fica sugando o bagulho aí.
Max. Oh, please, Max.
Ah, só isso, cara. Puta que me pariu, hein? Caralho, velho. Tá foda, hein? Tá foda. Mostrou de novo, mostrou mais nada com nada de novo. Achei que ia mostrar um pouquinho mais. Nossa.
We have talked about so many incredible games today, and it's hard to pick a favorite, but let me just say, it is so cool that State of Decay 2 is expanding Trumbull Valley. Come on. And hey, you know what? Great job on that Flight Sim interview.
Oh, thank you. I mean, talking to Jorg is always a blast, and Flight Sim
Só
is such a
mostraram
special
isso,
game
cara.
to me because,
Achei que
I mean,
íamos
it's
falar mais do
literally letting me
jogo,
travel the
mostrar mais
world.
mecânica.
But I was staring daggers of jealousy
Eita!
watching you talk to Tim and Lizette.
Olha o Joe imitando aí.
Well, I will say this, I understand, but you got to play Psychonauts 2 already, so I don't even want to hear it.
That's true.
10
But it's
inscrição,
not the
puta que
same as
pariu.
talking
Obrigado,
to the
Joe.
creators. Just trust me when I tell you. Be excited
Caralho.
for Psychonauts 2.
I will say this as well, I am excited to see even more of Psychonauts 2 on our Xbox Plays streams.
Caralho.
Yes, don't forget, Xbox Plays will recap all the week's news throughout the week at twitch.tv/Xbox. So make sure to check that out. Before Kate and I let Playground Games take the wheel, let me just say that it has been our distinct pleasure to chat games and nerd out with everyone today.
Oh, it's hands down the best part of the job, for sure.
But we're far from done.
Valeu, Joe. Obrigado, cara.
Too true. Now, in June, Playground Games announced that Forza Horizon 5, the highly anticipated follow-up to 2018's breakout hit open-world driving
Valeu,
game Forza
boníssimos.
Horizon
Obrigado aí,
4
cara.
arrives on November 9th on Xbox consoles, Xbox Game Pass for console, PC, and cloud, and of course, Steam.
And if you're watching our Xbox YouTube channel, switch over to our Xbox Twitch channel to see all this new exclusive content.
And that is twitch.tv/Xbox for the full vroom vroom experience. And if you're already watching on Twitch or one of the Forza channels, stay right where you are.
Without further ado, let's dive in, starting with the new custom Forza Horizon 5 controller.
Controle do Forza Horizon 5, ah, isso eu quero ver.
So players can have it
Eita!
in hand by November 9th when the standard edition of the game launches.
Nossa. Eita porra. Controle do Forza Horizon 5? Deixa eu ver isso. Esse é do Forza Horizon 5? Ah, não gostei não. Que brega. Esse controle é controle feminino, né? Meu Deus, cara. Isso é controle de menina, não é? Controle... Isso é do Forza Horizon 5, cara? Que merda. Moerada vai adorar esse controle, né, cara?
Charlie here, and I'm at Playground Games with Forza Horizon creative director Mike Brown and Forza Horizon art director Don Arcetta. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
How cool is this?
That is stunning. Look at that.
Nossa,
well, we obviously just
que
saw a really cool video about it, and I'll be the first to say there is an amazing influence of Mexican car culture and music literally splayed right across the front. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. It just feels like it's part of the Horizon Festival. It's just dropped out of the game into your lap.
Absolutely.
Absolutely love it.
And there's so much we do want to show the fans, and it's been quite difficult to decide where to start. So can you maybe tell us a bit more about the game, Mike?
Sure, yeah. So Forza Horizon 5 is bringing the Horizon Festival's unique brand of fun and freedom to beautiful and vibrant Mexico. Players are going to set out across the largest, most diverse open world we've ever built in hundreds of the world's most beautiful and exciting cars.
Yeah, and people think that Mexico is just a desert or a beach, but there's so much more to it, isn't there?
That's right. Even though it does have pretty awesome beaches and a number of amazing deserts, it also has
aquele do Sea of Thieves lá, o antigão, achei legal, bonito.
Awesome, beautiful historic cities.
Eu achei que não tem nada a ver com o jogo isso aí, cara. Esse colorido aí, nada a ver, cara.
We've ever had in a Horizon game.
So you've talked about how Forza Horizon 5 showcases powerful, all-new graphical features, but what more can you tell us about that?
So yeah, our Mexican HDR sky captures really illuminate the world to the point where you feel like you're really there. And thanks to the Xbox Series X and S, ray tracing is utilized in Forza Vista to really make our cars look more true to real life. You'll encounter the smallest of details as you travel throughout the world, all rendered in striking realism.
Oh, that's such an exciting overview. I cannot wait. And next up is something we know that Forza Horizon fans have definitely been waiting for the most. Mike, what exactly is that?
Yeah, that's right. We are about to reveal the cover of Forza Horizon 5, featuring the incredible Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. Should we take a look?
Let's do it, yeah.
Eles vão mostrar carro? Ah, essa é a capa do jogo, então? Ah. Então agora essa é a capa oficial.
Very different ways to explore Mexico. So what I want to know is why these two cars were chosen and what players.
Tava estranho mesmo ser carro, né?
Yeah, so those differences are exactly why we chose them. The Mercedes AMG 1 marks the first time a car features Formula One hybrid technology, almost one-to-one from track to the street. And with the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands, that's primed for rugged off-roading across Mexico's vast terrain.
And I'm certain people can't wait to see more of what these cars can do in the game, so I don't think we should keep them waiting any longer. Mike, can you tell us about what we're about to see
chama merda esse controle,
velho. In a few moments' time, we'll be kicking off a Forza Horizon 5 Let's Go stream, and everybody should check that out for a big deep dive into loads of new content and features from Forza Horizon 5. But before that, we have 8 minutes of brand new gameplay where we're going to see both the Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. And in typical Horizon fashion, we are going to see active volcanoes, cars jumping out of cargo planes, and a race under beautiful Mexican skies all the way to the
parte do evento é o final.
Should we check it out?
I think we should.
Até aqui, vamos ver. Ah, eu não gostei do controle não, achei uma merda. Nada a ver com o jogo, cara. Pular pro Horizon? Começa assim? Caralho! Que da hora! Que é? Que é? É Battle Royale? O Eliminator agora cai de avião. É Battle Royale isso aí, velho. Que da hora, cara. Gostei. É, gostei. Gostei, cara. Curti, diferente. Mudaram. Porra. Que legal, cara. Eu acho que isso é o começo do jogo. Gostei, cara. Gostei. A Forza Horizon é do caralho, né? Que jogo foda, mano. Ó, o salto que eles não queriam mostrar. Por quê? Caralho, velho. Olha esse visual, mano. Meu, que delícia, hein? Nossa. 9 de novembro é meu ovo que eu vou jogar dia 9, fique. Dia 9 é meu ovo. Dia 6, dia 6, né? Na sexta-feira. Na sexta-feira eu já tô jogando, filho. Ih, dia 9, é. Dia 9 eu já tô... Ah, esse salto que eu queria ver. Eles não mostraram, né? Que da hora, velho. Eu adoro essas coisas. É isso que é legal no Forza, cara. Essas mudanças, você sair voando, entrar no meio do mato. Puta que pariu, vulcão.
So now we see the 2020 Corvette Stingray tearing up the asphalt towards a dust storm in the Mexican farmland.
Outtrack the storm! Sigue adelante! Keep going!
Dia 9 já fiz o milzão já. Nossa, cara, que vontade que dá de jogar. Mano do céu, velho. Puta que eu pariu, velho. Nossa, eu vou estralar nesse jogo, velho. Vixe. 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 Olha a tempestade. Mano do céu, tá do caralho esse jogo. Ai, eu quero jogar essa merda. Oi, que da hora. Que legal, cara. Os caras conseguem inovar, né, velho? Os caras conseguem... A Playground é foda, né, cara? Os caras são foda, mano. Os caras não... Ah, não. Eu vou ter que comprar a mídia física dessa merda, cara. Eu não vou aguentar. Cara, eu achei muito legal esse lance de arremessar o carro do avião. Achei muito... Eles mudaram, né? Antigamente ele vinha no helicóptero, né? No 3. Nossa, cara. Os caras... Oh! Puta que pariu, Playground. Puta que pariu, velho. Paga o pau pra Playground mesmo. Os caras são foda. Os caras são foda, cara. Olha esse cenário, velho. Ah, eu quero jogar essa merda, cara. Quero jogar, caralho. Nossa, velho. Que é isso, cara? Que é isso? Que é isso, cara? Eu amo Forza Horizon, cara. Não tem como bater essa porra aí, não, cara. Estão anos luz na frente, não tem. Pode esquecer, cara. Forza Horizon tá anos luz na frente de tudo quanto é jogo de corrida, cara. É outro patamar, cara. Pelo amor de Deus, velho. Olha isso, cara. Puta que pariu. Puta que pariu, cara. Mano. Que é isso, cara? Não, eu tô maluco aqui. Eu tô maluco. Eu tô maluco, velho. Nossa, eu quero jogar essa merda, cara. Ah, eu vou estragar. Já tô avisando. Vai ser live de 12 horas, cara. Mas não vou parar, né? Não vai ter como parar. Como é que eu vou parar de jogar um negócio desse, cara? Que jeito? Olha que da hora, cara. Eu adoro essas loucuras, cara. Entrar no meio do mato, avião caindo, entrar no meio da tempestade. Porra, isso é do caralho, velho. Puta que pariu. Nossa, velho. Nossa. Nossa, vou estralar nesse jogo, cara. Nossa. Vou estar lá. Faltando 1 minuto eu vou estar apertando o botão lá pra abrir. Abrir. Deu meia-noite, pá, já abriu e já tô estralando, velho. Não vou aguentar, não. Muito bom esse jogo, cara. Meu Deus do céu, cara. Caralho, velho. E olha que eu tô vendo com a imagem tudo comprimida aqui. Caralho, velho. Que coisa linda, né? Nossa, velho, que da hora, velho. Muito bom. Todo Forza é assim. O começo do jogo eles dão um panorama do que tem, né? Se tem um panorama geral. Nossa, cara.
And on the final leg, we have the stunning Mercedes AMG 1 at full speed across Mexico's sun-baked rocky coast.
Foda. Nossa, que... Caralho, tá... Oi, que... Mano... Nossa, eu tô arrepiado aqui, velho. Nossa. Não, eu vou comprar mídia física dessa merda aí, cara. Mas, nossa, liberou, tô jogando. Meia-noite, liberou, tô jogando. Não tem nem conversa, cara. Vou estralar a madrugada. Nossa, cara, olha esse jogo, velho. Nossa, velho, isso aí... Vixe. No dia terça, dia que liberar no Game Pass lá, eu já tô quase terminando o jogo já. Caralho, velho, que jogo foda, velho. Eu piro com Forza, cara. Forza Horizon o nível dele está muito... Você olha, não tem nada. Cara, mano, é um massacre, cara. Não tem Need for Speed, não tem The Crew, não tem nada, cara. Tem nada. Nada que chega. Estão... Nossa, pelo amor de Deus, cara. Que isso? É outro patamar, cara. Caralho, velho. Só essa gameplay de 2 minutos salvou o evento, cara. Salvou o evento, não dá mais nada. O resto que se foda, cara. Nossa. Ai, que vontade de jogar essa porra, cara. Ai, merda, viu? Tá do caralho esse jogo, cara. Do caralho. Nossa. Deixa eu ir pra Twitch. Pera aí. Deixa eu ir pra Twitch aqui. Que vai estar passando lá agora. Cara, tá muito foda, cara. Tá muito foda mesmo, cara.
Will never get tired of cars parachuting out of planes anytime soon. But I am going to need a minute to process all the amazing gameplay we just watched, which works out just fine because we need to welcome everyone who just is joining us right now. So for those of you who just turned up, we have just wrapped the Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream and have so much more content to cover. So please sit back and enjoy our latest episode of Forza Horizon 5 Let's Go live with Playground Games. We have an excellent show coming your way. So first, in case you missed it, we're going to be recapping the major Gamescom announcements from just a few moments ago.
Vou comprar
as well as taking a closer look at the Forza Horizon 5
imagina, uma TV 4K, nossa,
Xbox
esse é do caramba.
controller
Tem nem que
and
falar,
the
cara.
initial drive gameplay. Then we'll take the freshly announced cover cars for a bit of a spin and debut a brand new showcase event, as well as a few more cars along the way. So, Mike and Don, that was all very, very exciting, but I think, first of all, we need to talk a bit more about the controller, because wow, what a statement. Can you tell us a little bit more about how it came to be?
Yes, so...
Não sei, Emerson, não sei. Ainda bem que não é, cara.
5 limited edition Xbox wireless controller, to give it its full title. Yeah, so it was probably around about over 18 months ago now, wasn't it? The hardware team approached us and said they really wanted to produce a limited edition controller for Forza Horizon 5, and obviously, we were like, yes.
Absolutely.
Now, we really love how it's put together. It brings so much vibrancy and color. It just feels like it's a little piece of the Horizon.
Horrível esse
popped
controle.
out of the screen and landed in your lap. Loads of cool features as well. Loads of little kind of hidden Easter eggs. Yeah, it's been great, right?
Yeah, it's been awesome, and I think integrating the stuff that we've seen in the initial drive with the powder explosions and the colors on the car, on the cargo plane and whatnot, and integrating that into the controller has been a lot of fun.
And for anyone else who maybe didn't pick up on camera, but the controller is also translucent as well, which I get really nerdy over translucent controllers. So I just want, in case anyone missed that detail, it is. And there is an additional detail as well, because it also comes with some exclusive car DLC, right?
It does. Yeah. So while we're on the translucency, it has a Forza logo etched inside it. And this thing down here is like brightly colored.
I actually missed that, so thank you.
There you go. Should we roll the VT on the video? Yeah, so those people who purchase the controller will also get some exclusive DLC. Part of that is the Forza Edition Ford Coupe, which is this amazing car right here. It looks absolutely a real eye catcher, just like the controller.
Tá falando que quem comprar o controle vai ganhar uma DLC grátis. Vai ganhar esse carrinho aí.
It will match. You can match out of the game and in the game.
Love it.
As we see here as well. Because it's got that exposed engine, you really
Nossa, o começo do jogo tá... O começo desse Forza Horizon 5, eles conseguem, cara. É impressionante como a Playground consegue se superar em cada Forza. O Forza Horizon 3, no começo, é espetacular. O 4 foi da hora pra caramba. Agora esse 5, puta que pariu, cara. Que fantástico, cara. Fantástico, cara. Cara, não tem jogo de corrida pra bater Forza, não, cara. Tô falando de arcade, né? Não tô falando de simulador. Nada disso, ele ficar lá simulando gasolina, gasto de pneu, não. Tô falando arcadezão, acelerar e curtir, se divertir, acabou. Muito bom, cara.
Let's talk a little bit more about the initial drive gameplay, which we just saw, and is, for context, the very first gameplay players will see when they experience Forza Horizon 5. So what was that like?
Vamos ver como é que vai ser as DLC desse Horizon 5, né? Eu também não gostei das DLC do 4, também não gostei, Natália. As DLC do 4 não gostei de nenhuma. Do 3 eu curti pra caramba as duas. Forza Horizon 3, a DLC Hot Wheels é fantástica, cara.
What Forza Horizon 5 is, what it's going to offer, what great things you're going to experience over the rest of the game, but condensed down into, in that instance, an 8-minute run. So you see loads of the world, you see different cars, different driving experiences. It just gives you that real buffet of flavors that the game will offer later on. Yes. Smorgasbord, yes.
Yeah, it was really a challenge to try to show as much as we wanted to show without showing everything and fitting in within, the nice 8-minute time that we wanted for the initial drive.
I love it. So we're actually going to take a quick look back at the highlights of that gameplay in case you missed it. So let's take it away.
Highlight, vai mostrar de novo? Cara, muito legal isso, cara, de arremessando os carros. Eu adorei isso aí, cara. Eu adorei, cara. Curti pra caramba, cara. Um negócio, pera aí. Eu adorei, cara. Nossa, mano. Nossa, olha essa tempestade de areia, que da hora, velho. É uma coisa diferente, né? Vixe. Muito foda, velho. O começo do jogo é muito foda, né? Horizon Festival no avião. Que é você pegar e deixar um estúdio só pra fazer um jogo, né, cara? Os caras chegaram num nível assim que, cara, eles estão num nível assim que não tem concorrente, cara. E olha que eu gosto de jogo de corrida, hein? Eu curto jogo de corrida arcadezão, hein? Não tem, cara. Não tem, velho. Você pega o Need for Speed, você pega... A Ubisoft mandou muito bem em tirar esse negócio só do carro, colocar moto, colocar barco pra dar uma diferenciada, porque não tem não, cara. Eu, assim, arrisco dizer que o estúdio mais top da Microsoft é Playground, cara. Os caras são muito competentes, cara.
our second smorgasbord in many minutes.
I'm going to say it 5 more times. You can count.
Right, okay.
I feel like
well,
it. I just decided to add it.
Keep track in the chat if Golly does it to you for 5 more smorgasbord.
Oh, no.
So these are the 3 cars you can choose from at the start of the game.
Você pode escolher 3 carros no começo do jogo.
C8 Corvette. The car looks absolutely stunning. The insane grip.
Gameplay exclusivo novo aí
sim. A
sim.
really great car to start the game, and it allows you to go super, super fast, but it basically never breaks traction. Next up, we have the Ford Bronco, one of our cover cars, basically the hottest SUV of the year, and then a car that I would say needs no introduction, but we gave it a pretty cool introduction 2 weeks ago on the previous Let's Go stream. But yes, it is the 2020.
Esse carro tá da hora, hein? Esse Toyota aí, hein? Gostei desse carro, hein?
One interesting point.
Se eu fosse escolher, eu escolheria aquele Toyota ali.
In previous Horizons, we had a similar layout of cars at the start of the game, but you can only pick one. It was a bit like choosing your starter Pokemon.
Só jogando, Emerson. Só jogando pra saber.
All 3 get added to your garage. So
só jogando.
The Supra, the Bronco, or the Corvette. That is only a decision that you have to live with the consequences of for as long.
Uma coisa é fato, já bater no olho já dá pra ver que tá superior ao 4 sim, tá superior ao Forza Horizon 4. Tá superior ao 4 sim, dá pra ver. Dá pra perceber que tá bem mais detalhado, tá bonito pra caralho o jogo. Agora, óbvio que a gente vai ter a prova dos 9 quando for jogar, né? O 4 é bonito.
This is probably where I spend the most time, is just picking my license plate.
Ah, colocar o nome na placa, né?
I know I can change it later, just...
Ah, igual no 4, isso é legal.
It's a decision of consequence, isn't it? And Andy going with the default. He didn't force us all to sit here watching him select his name. I guess we should intro Andy.
Yeah, so for anyone wondering, you will hear an additional voice on stream today, and that is the wonderful Andy, who is going to be playing
Estão mostrando o começo do jogo, lá.
Gameplay today, but we decided we didn't want him on camera, so he's just sat off to the side. He looks excellent. If anyone's
you may get a sneak peek of him at some point.
Yeah,
yeah, baby steps.
Yeah,
work my way up to being on camera.
You'll be on the sofa next time, we promise.
Nossa, nem vou jogar
okay,
isso
so
não, né?
we picked the car, we picked the license
Nem vou jogar muito
We're going to our first showcase event. What is this going to be?
Vou me internar nessa porra aí, cara.
Yeah, so we've taken part in the initial drive. We've just seen 4 separate cars drop out of the back of a cargo plane, and we thought, well,
uma de 56 áreas.
That cargo plane, and so this is a showcase event in which we will take on that cargo plane.
Perfect. And we're also hearing some characters talking during this drive as well. Who were they? Do we recognize them? Are they new?
The voice you can hear right now is Scott Tyler, the only character to have appeared in all 5 Horizon games. He is our resident DJ on Horizon Base Arena. He's also the hype man at the festival. And in this instance, if I wasn't talking over it, you'd have heard him saying that he has just been pulled off mic. He's been dragged out of the booth for a reason that might become obvious in just a few minutes' time. We're also in Mullahay now as well, right?
Yeah, we're in Mullahay, which is this town that's right in the middle of the living desert. Very nice, charming town. And just outside the town is some festival goers.
What are they doing here?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm really excited this. I won't lie to you. There's something so exhilarating about the showcases. I cannot wait to see this. What's it like actually making a showcase?
Vai me mandar em todo o território, vai dar trabalho mesmo, mas vai ser legal, cara.
Me the most is Forza Horizon 4. So how does that compare to making 5? I imagine there's an element of one-upping yourself, right?
Yeah, that's
how do we do 4 again, but bigger and better?
I mean, that exact sentiment applies to almost the entire game, and it is absolutely a challenge. And some people have said that we need to stop treating that as a strategy, because we will reach a point where we won't be able to one-up ourselves. But right now, we feel like that is future playground.
Salve, Marcola, tudo jóia?
Not one that we need to worry about, because I think this probably is one of our most
avião tá fazendo parada ali.
Showcases we've put together so far. Andy actually designed this. So Andy, our resident driver, who you may hear the voice of very soon, was actually the level designer who put this showcase together. So if anybody can drive it in a perfect fashion, it will be him.
That's Addis.
No pressure. Yeah, thanks.
It's also a new car, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah. This is Ken Block's V2 Escort Cosworth. It's an amazing car
deu
built
bugzinho
sort of,
ali.
modern rally specs in mind, with all the aerodynamics and insane grip that those cars have these days. And of course, an amazing livery.
Amazing livery, which says Forza Horizon on it as well, which is lovely. Yeah, it's It's not. Is it like 300 horsepower? It's not like...
Yeah, I think it's 370 horsepower.
Okay, 370. So not crazy powerful, but super lightweight, and can.
Lembro sim, Cosar.
Because it's light as well, the brakes are awesome. So even
Soube que vão arrancar o botão Y.
Maneuvers you'll have to pull in a minute. It is
É crime, né? Você usar o Y é crime.
Yeah, and Ken Block's
Y é crime.
videos are a massive inspiration for me as well.
Oh wow! What, for the showcase event?
Process. Yeah, it was something that I considered when I was sort of making it.
É inafiançável, né, cara?
If Horizon was to make
usar o Y tá acima de estupro, assassinato, genocídio. É um crime mais perverso da humanidade, cara, usar o Y.
Right.
A plane becomes bikes.
Yeah. Perfect timing, right into Guanajuato, which is our main city in the game.
There's those good brakes.
And just like we've shown in previous footage, Guanajuato is like super beautiful.
Ah lá, pressione Y para voltar.
Undulating roads and an underground tunnel network. There's actually a mural right there by Spake, one of the mural artists, our Mexican mural artists. And yeah, I just love the color and the architecture, the Baroque and neoclassical architecture in here. There you get a shot of the Guanajuato Basilica.
One of the most iconic buildings in all of Mexico.
Wow.
It's a stunning building.
Yeah.
You'd storm past it in Hoover. Look at the colours as well. I will never forget you said this to me on stream previously, of all the houses being different shades, and it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, and you can't have the same color house next to each other.
Mm-hmm. I like that they all taking their own little off routes as well, and just sort of like coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's the thing about these showcase opponents. They will do anything to win. Always up to tricks, aren't they, Andy? Yeah.
You've always got to keep the players second guessing what's coming next.
Oh, absolutely.
So we're right up in the northern tip of the map at the moment as well.
So yeah, we'll get a glimpse of the canyon, but we'll take a closer look later.
Whoa!
O cara voando!
What happened there?
O cara...
So that bike knew he was beaten. He knew he didn't have a chance. So he has switched to a
Você viu o que
wingsuit
ele fez?
the
O cara largou a moto e tá indo naquele planador. Ai, que da hora, cara! Curti, gostei. Ih, mas o cara vai ganhar. Ah, não, ele puxou paraquedas antes.
Oh, very good.
Wingsuit, genial mesmo. Muito legal.
Face plant into the road there. He had to pull his chute and that allowed
You have to make a choice.
Legal. Esses
Esses
detalhezinhos, essas mudanças é bacana, cara.
Oh, that was incredible. Can you give us any more hints? Obviously, the showcases are so amazing. Can you give us any hints of maybe other showcases that we've got coming up? Or, I don't know, what you're happy to say?
Well, I don't want to spoil it. We've still got so much more to talk about. We do have 4 showcases in the game. One that I am particularly excited about is the train showcase. We've had a train showcase in every Horizon game, but I think this time it really is the best train showcase.
Todo jogo tem negócio do showcase do trem.
Really excited.
Ele tá falando que esse vai ser mais top.
For another day.
I'm looking forward to that. So what are we going to look at next? I think we're going to start talking about some of the cars, and we're starting with one in particular, and that is the Bronco.
Yeah, we can look at the Bronco. Yeah. So we drove the Bronco to the showcase. We are still in the Bronco now. If the guys want to pick the feed back up. So we're still playing through the start of the game, and Haley, one of our characters, has called us up and asked us to head back to the festival. And obviously, as you can see, we are still in the Bronco. Perfect car for chilling out on a nice leisurely drive like this one, but also a perfect car for heading across the desert or.
Dos 3 carros, eles pegaram o mais lento.
Or heading towards a dust storm. That is also a totally valid option.
E a tempestade vem vindo mesmo, olha lá a tempestade.
Is that engulfed the festival? Is those the hot air balloons you can see just in front of?
Yes, good call out, actually, Charlie. So
o cara escolheu o carro mais, pô, velho.
So that oftentimes you can't see
o carro anda 100 milhas por hora só, velho.
But whenever you see the hot air balloons, then you'll know that it's one of the festival sites and you can head over towards them. So it gives you that kind of vertical notification that there's.
Uma coisa que eu gostei desse Forza é que ele não tem tantas. Ele é mais abertão, vocês repararam? Não tem tanto aquelas guarda-reio, não tem muito disso, entendeu? O jogo parece te dar mais liberdade para cortar caminho. Sim, mostraram a capa do jogo, sim, mostraram.
And there's a very intimidating dust storm looming in the background.
Yeah.
But that is our first view of the Horizon Festival, I think. That's the first time we've shown it.
So what's Haley talking us through here then? We've just revealed
Photo.
something on the map.
Yes, so still at the start of the game, we've completed that showcase event, we've headed back to the festival, and now Haley is giving us the option of taking part in one of these 2 Horizon stories.
Okay.
So the one at the bottom there with the VW badge is called Vocho, where we'll team up with Alejandra, who's one of our Mexican characters, to help her search for a lost abandoned car. Which is the
Carro
Beetle,
abandonado
the
tem,
Mexican
continua
name for the
tendo,
vehicle
né?
is
Isso é
Vocho.
óbvio, né?
The camera icon is a story called El Camino, in which we will team up with a Mexican photographer called Carmen,
tira fotinho.
and we'll head out, in this instance, into the storm, so into that dust storm that we could just see, and take some awesome photos inside the dust storm.
Amazing.
Both of those, though, are for another day, I think.
Oh, I
Gonna go and
see.
look at some other
We're not even going to do
Eles
one
vão
of
mostrar
those.
isso
All right,
no
then.
outro dia.
Another time.
So what is it we're going to jump into
So
now then?
I think we're going to dip away.
I'm going to dip the feed. Andy's
Yep.
going to do a quick car swap, and
Yep.
then we will take a better look at the AMG one, I think.
The AMG. Okay, so what can you tell us about the AMG while we're waiting to get it all set up then?
So, yes, alongside the Bronco, it is our other cover car, and frankly, just one of the
Overwatch
coolest
coisa.
muscle cars
Que
in the
tem a
world
ver
right
uma
now.
coisa com
Absolutely.
outra?
It's
Que tem a ver
built
uma
by
coisa com
Mercedes
outra?
AMG. They've
Overwatch
taken all
depois
of the
Forza.
incredible technology
Puta que
from
pariu,
Formula 1
cara.
cars and put it into a car that is
Que
entirely
comparação
legal,
é essa, cara?
and looks absolutely incredible, despite
Tudo a ver, cara. Overwatch com Forza.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Impressionante,
looks
cara.
incredible, doesn't it? Like
It's the shape of it.
Jogos são
stunning.
idênticos,
the
cara.
shark fin on there, which to me looks like that's there purely to show off, but Andy assures me that there are real performance benefits to it.
And there's this new icon right in the bottom right as well. What's this? Please explain what this is.
So one of the particularly awesome things about this car is if you were to purchase this car, it comes with a couple of modes. And it's quite common for performance cars to have different modes, but they don't.
Oh, sorry, mate.
They don't always. They're not always as cool as this. So on the steering wheel, there's a button that you can press which swaps you from track mode to street mode. So if Andy gives it a click. We're currently in track mode and we'll transition to street mode. So you see those fins over the wheel arch
Ele
close,
fecha.
the spoiler dips down and the car actually raises on its suspension. So if you need to get over a speed bump or pull up into your drive, then you might put it into this mode. It also kind of smooths out some
Você pode fechar.
The cool thing about that is you can just click that button whenever as you're driving around the world, and it really changes the performance of the car as well.
I was about to ask
Tem esse
how
lance
you,
de você mexer no carro, muda na performance,
was
né?
there a Sunday drive version of the car versus a race mode?
That is literally what it is, to be honest. This probably isn't the place that car would most be at home, smashing through those poor farmers' polytunnels, wrecking all the crops. But yeah, it kind of shows what the car can do. It's still a really powerful, awesome car, and apparently is perfectly drivable through a farm field.
And as you can tell, we're in a new biome that we haven't shown before, which is the Mexican farm.
Tá bonitão, hein, cara. O cenário tá foda pra caralho, cara.
A staple of Horizon games by now. And definitely for Forza Horizon 5, we have like some unique Mexican crops, which Andy will drive by. I think we saw him driving through some agave previously.
Esse carro tem dois modos, o modo para andar na terra e o modo para andar na pista.
These are Mexican beans. Oh. Yeah, bean plants.
Got a rough harvest.
Yeah.
Around.
I think it's worth saying as well at this juncture that we are currently looking at Xbox Series X gameplay, but it is a development build, so if you happen to spot any weird little quirks and bugs, then...
Ele tá dizendo que ainda tá em desenvolvimento, que ainda não tá final, pode ser que tenha alguns bugs e tal. Não foi lançado, né? Óbvio. Até novembro ainda tem algumas coisas pra corrigir, né? Mas tá bonitão o jogo, cara, porra. Eu tô gostando, uma coisa que eu tô gostando é essa amplitude que o jogo tem. Não tem tanta guarda-rail, a superfície também tá mais... Tá da hora, cara. A sensação que tem mais espaço nesse jogo. Tá da hora, cara. Não tem os guarda-rail ali.
I don't know. This looks like my go-to sort of, I'm just going to drive really fast over a hill and get somewhere car.
I think, right now we'll cut away and just do a little switch.
Oh, we're on to the next car, Ari. Okay, so the next one, what's this? What are we going to be looking at?
we are going to check out the 1967 Mark I Ford Escort. So from going from one of the hottest, newest cars in the world, we're going to take a look at
Novo carro?
a little bit more of a classic motor. And there it is, the Mark I Ford Escort, an absolute icon, honestly.
Vai mostrar drift aí. Esse carro tem cara de ser bom para drift.
Quite a fitting car because this car took part in a rally in 1970 from the UK to Mexico.
Okay.
So I guess that's sort of a Horizon 4 to 5 transition there.
A parte da floresta aí.
Yes, it's a 16,000 mile rally across the world there, and yeah, and this car won. So it's based on Mark I Escort RS 1600, which they beefed up to handle all of the terrain that it would have to handle across the world.
562 ruas, ó, tá lá, ó. 562 ruas para fazer a conquista.
They look really kind of modern. Yeah, so the big bubble style rally.
Pitfall, força, é desse nível a comparação, né, alemãozinho? Pitfall com força, tudo a ver, né, cara? Vou comparar Far Cry com Tetris, é a mesma coisa. Mesma coisa, o jogo é igualzinho.
Now this is over by the coast, isn't it?
Yeah, so we just transitioned from farmland through a little bit of jungle, and now we're actually at the tropical coast. I think we'll do another car switch right now.
Esse negócio de só mostrar um carro. Ah, eles não querem, o Dalgax. Eles não querem tacar um carro aí pra gente sair rasgando, né, velho? Eles não querem fazer isso, entendeu?
So up next is another car, and
eles estão querendo mostrar devagarzinho, mostrar o cenário. A hora que eu for jogar, vocês sabem como é que é, né? A hora que eu for jogar, eu vou acelerar e entrar na velocidade da luz, cara. Tô nem vendo, sair rampando, o carro arremessando rumo às estrelas, cara. O cara tá andando devagarzinho, segurando, entendeu? Pode mostrar o cenário. Pode ter uma praia, rapaz. Eles estão querendo mostrar o... Ah, tem até coisinha de vôlei ali. Eles estão querendo mostrar o cenário, então por isso que vai devagar.
These people are on holiday.
Better look out.
So yeah, the tropical coast is definitely one compared to the west, the rocky coast. Definitely like the ideal kind of vacation destination. You know, the ideal visual you see when thinking of Mexico.
And as perfect postcard it does look at the moment, if you're playing in storm season, this is one of the areas that can, when the weather conditions are right, can have tropical storms, which turn it from this perfect paradise into a really kind of like intense, exciting and visceral like storm experience.
Wow.
Tá bem diferente dos outros Forza, né? A ambientação tá bem diferente, né, cara?
The idea of calling it a perfect paradise after Andy's been through.
I know, right?
Ó, o cara dá uma parada pra mostrar, entendeu?
Guess, yeah, we'll do another
card change. So many card changes here. So the next one, where are we going next? What have we got?
We have got the Ford F450 Super Duty, which is a pretty exciting car for us as well, isn't it? It's an absolutely massive truck. It's a dually as well, so it's got 4 wheels on that back axle, like two wheels side by side each side. Means it's just got like ridiculous grunt in the back. It can go over any terrain, and it's absolutely massive.
That is a big,
Caminhonete, isso aí?
So what's that? I mean, to me, that tells me that's an off-road vehicle, right? I'm trying to think, like, in a very sort of way, like, what I would pick this car to do, like, cross-country or those sort of, like, off-road races, right?
I think certainly in the game, that is probably where you take it. I think in real life, you'd probably... It could also be a work truck or even an everyday truck if you're a truck person. But yeah, it's certainly... It's got that Ford Tough DNA, hasn't it? So yeah, it's built for the road, built for off-road, built for doing your work in it, built for chucking all your camping gear in the back or a jet ski or something.
Everyone's camping gear in the back.
Hopefully we stumble upon one of our ambient trucks or buses around the world so you can see just how big this thing is.
It is massive.
Yeah, it's a 6.7 litre diesel engine. It's got 1,000 foot-pound of torque, which is just
muito bom.
insane. You could pull your whole house along if you wanted to.
Eles estão querendo mostrar o cenário, né? Andando devagarzinho. Olha a velocidade que o cara tá andando, cara. O cara tá devagarzinho. O cara não tá tuchando, né, velho?
And where is it on the map are we at the moment, Don?
So we are in Arid Hills, which is perfect to show off the off-roading and power of this F450. Yeah, we're in the Arid Hills, and the Arid Hills it's very kind of wild with these dense pockets of trees, which makes it really fun to when you're beelining across the world to kind of just dodge some trees and hit some smashable ones. So it's
Se ela gosta muito de Forza Horizon, será que compensa comprar a edição suprema? Ô, Alejo, dá pra comprar a versão, aquela versão que eu comprei. Se você for jogar no Game Pass, você só compra as expansões. Ela é igual a versão suprema, completa, só não tem o jogo base que você joga pelo Game Pass. Entendeu? É a complemento supremo lá. Deixa eu achar aqui, peraí. Eu comprei essa aqui, ó.
I love the idea of you guys just having like an afternoon where you all just set each other in the Eliminator.
That is absolutely what we do. That's Friday afternoon.
Love it. Is there any like unbeaten champions at the moment?
Esse aqui, ó.
No,
pacote de complemento supremo.
It's quite hard, I think, to stay unbeaten in Eliminator when there's so many players.
Você não precisa comprar o jogo. Ele tá custando R$179 para quem é assinante do Game Pass. Esse é um pacote feito para quem vai jogar no Game Pass. Você vai ter tudo menos o jogo base. E paga mais barato, R$179, pô. Eu já comprei o meu já. Dia... Deixa eu ver aqui.
So we saw a few Fords.
Dia 4, né, que libera, deixa eu ver. Dia 5 de novembro, numa sexta-feira. É 5 de novembro? Deixa eu ver. Uma sexta-feira, 5 de novembro, eu já tô estralando nesse jogo, cara. Você acha que eu vou jogar dia 9, fi?
For like really performance motorcycles, but they also have a motorsports arm that do motorcycle racing and also
Você vai pagar mais barato aí no futuro. No futuro você vê o que você faz, se você quer comprar o jogo base ou não, entendeu?
Dakar, sorry.
A maioria não sabe, Ale. A maioria não tá ligada nesse pacote aí, cara. A maioria não tá ligado, não. Esse pacote te dá direito às duas DLCs, mais umas firulas lá, pacote VIP, blá blá blá. É igual a versão suprema, só que é sem o jogo base. O jogo base você joga pelo Game Pass. Então, chablau, cara. Eu vou comprar a mídia física do Forza Horizon 5. Eu vou comprar, não vou aguentar. Vou ter que pegar a mídia física. Mas independente disso, até o Forza Horizon 5 sair do Game Pass, até lá você já jogou pra caralho, velho. Até lá você... Aí no futuro, quando tiver uma promoçãozinha, você compra o jogo base. Ou compra a mídia física, whatever. Mas o importante é, eu comprei esse pacote por causa de dois motivos. Uma, porque eu vou ter as duas DLCs que vão sair, né? Todo Forza Horizon tem DLC as duas. E segundo, que eu vou jogar com antecedência, né, cara? Sexta-feira eu tô estralando, cara. Sexta-feira, já até falei com a patroa. Falou, esquece de mim na sexta-feira, velho. Sexta-feira, liberou Forza Horizon 5, o sala tá lá voando. Já tô a 300 por hora nessa merda aí, cara.
Sneak peek of the train tracks as well.
Oh, yeah.
O cara tá andando de boa, né? O cara tá tranquilinho ali. Ó, vamos ver a paisagem, vamos andar a 10 por hora. E blé, blé, blé. É beleza, né? Na vida real não vai ser assim, não, filho. Na vida real eu vou te estralar ali, arrebentando tudo, cara.
It is right. This is one of the places where, in real life,
ó, o driftzinho.
Exactly.
Yeah, you weren't actually going anywhere. You just drove there, drove the roads, and then we're like, let's drive it back again.
Soak up a bit of nature.
Vixe.
Try a bit of off-road.
Yeah.
Ó, isso que eu gosto no Forza, ó, isso aí, ó. Cortar caminho, cara. E cortar caminho é uma coisa maravilhosa, velho. É legal, cortar caminho é uma coisa muito boa, cara. Eu adoro fazer isso, velho.
Let's try and get back on road again. Oh, train track again. Don't stay there too long. Right.
And yeah.
We're going to check out another car?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we've got one more to go through. And this is staying in the Porsche family, this one, isn't it now?
It is, yes. Yeah. So that one was the Porsche Macan. That was a purpose-built racing machine. This one is...
Não, o mapa não vem, Ale. O mapa não tá. Eu também achei que ia ter um mapa. O mapa não tem. Mas, de qualquer forma, Ale, o fato de não ter que comprar o jogo base, não ter que gastar mais 200, O mapa com os coletáveis custa R$10, compensa, entendeu? Como eu não vou pegar o jogo base, não vou pegar o jogo base entre aspas, que eu vou comprar a mídia física, né? Forza eu quero ter.
It's frankly a fantastic car. So the way Porsche have approached this with their very first EV is they wanted to.
Agora a grande curiosidade é que como é que vai ser as DLC, né?
An electric vehicle, and that's especially difficult because it obviously has to have a massive battery and weighs about 2.4 tons.
Wow.
And despite that, pretty.
Cara, tá muito foda esse cenário, velho. Tá muito bonito.
0 to 60s in 2.6 seconds, top speed 160. It's I haven't had the joy of driving one, unfortunately, but apparently drive basically just like a 911, which is a fairly lightweight sport.
Até que enfim alguém bateu o carro aí, né?
Sorry, mate. Yeah.
It's nice to know Andy drives like me too.
DLC Lego, DLC do Playmobil, pelo amor. Chega de Lego, fi. Que volte Hot Wheels, mas que não venha mais Lego nessa merda, cara.
Apparently someone told me just before we came on, Bill Gates has one as well.
Oh, as you do.
Yeah, so perhaps not the car for everybody, but it's
But maybe your dreams can one day come true.
Exactly.
And if not, Forza Horizon 5 out in November. Play it then.
Great plug, Charlie.
Thank you.
Remembering why we're all here.
Thank you. I like that little area on the corner there.
So you've driven it, Andy. Does it do it? Did it feel like a 911?
Oh, absolutely. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible car.
One thing I wanted to point out here was butterflies.
Butterflies?
So
Borboleta?
During a
tem borboleta ali mesmo.
in Mexico, there's a big monarch butterfly migration that happens.
Ó, esses detalhes que eu acho bacana, entendeu?
Areas. So yeah, we kind of represented that in our game as well.
This is such a stunning, like,
Esses detalhes é bacana, cara.
Because it would only be if you go.
Pena que essas borboletas aí na minha mão vai morrer tudo, né, cara? Vou passar tão rápido, vou arrebentar a árvore, vou arrebentar tudo aí, cara. Não vai sobrar nada, né, cara? É uma pena, cara. Saudades das borboletas, cara. Saudades. Enquanto tá assim, tá tudo lindo, né? Depois que passa o maluco a 300 por hora, capotando em cima da árvore, arrebentando tudo, as borboletas falam assim, bons tempos. Bons tempos que o Forza não era lançado. Esses carrinhos é bom pra fazer. Esses carrinhos é bom pra fazer drift na terra. Tem o, como é que chama lá, o verdinho, lá esqueci o nome dele, do verdinho. É o... Como é que é o... como é que chama? Como é que chama aquele verdinho? É o... Como é que é o nome daquele... Tem um do Forza Horizon 4, como é que chama? Ariel, isso aí mesmo, Ariel, o Ariel. Esse carrinho pra fazer drift na terra é uma beleza. E fazer salto também. Salto no meio do mato. Você tem que saltar, isso é bom pra caramba esse carro, cara. Olha lá, ele tá fazendo isso. Ariel Nômade, esse mesmo. Isso é bom. Agora que eu reparei, ela tá com a Darcy sem amarrar ali mesmo, verdade.
Some community questions. The questions today are going to come from chat. So if you haven't typed a question into chat yet, make sure you do it now, and it might.
As perguntas vão fazer para eles lá.
The first half are actually going to come from Twitter and your social posts, where this week you asked Dear Forza and what people wanted to know. So up first, we've got a question from Fireheart561 who asks, "Who's Haley and what happened to Kira?"
That can't be from Twitter, because we only just revealed who Haley is on this.
Oh, well, that's a good
Pra que serve o Xablau? Pra resgatar jogo na loja, Marcola. Dá pra resgatar jogo na loja e dá pra, com o Xablau, dá pra resgatar um meme, ó. Quem puder, resgata um meme aí, ó. Resgata um meme qualquer aí, só pro Marcola ver. Se quiser pôr do Dolinho aí, é da hora, do Dolinho é legal.